Latest images from slave camps in Libya show harrowing experiences of migrants who went into that country with the aim of seeking greener pasture. Viewers are cautioned. The videos coming up are graphic and gruesome. Two of the 7 suspects who escaped from police custody at Kwabenya Sunday dawn have been rearrested. 2 persons who facilitated the cell break have also been arrested. Meanwhile, the police service has put up a 15,000 cedi reward for anyone who assists with credible information leading to the arrest of the remaining fugitives. Some Fulani youth activists in the Upper East region have threatened to sue government if it does not create grazing zones in every district for cattle in the country. The group, calling itself Arise for Rights of Fulani, also wants government to probe the matter to get details of the owners of the cattle in Agogo and their names published. The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission has ordered the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, to pay compensation to affected prepayment customers in Achimota, Kolebu, Dansomang and Kaneshi who were to purchase electricity units from December 3 to 12, 2017. However, the Consumer Protection Agency has described this move as unsatisfactory to affected customers. And elsewhere on the international front, U.S. President Donald Trump has questioned whether peace talks with Israel will ever resume, blaming the Palestinians. Mr. Trump said Palestinians had disrespected the United States in the wake of its controversial decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Those were our major news highlights. Remember, we're streaming live on our Facebook page and on 3news.com. You can also hear us live on 3FM 92.7. Up next is the big one. And 2 of the 7 suspects who escaped from police custody at Kwabenya Sunday dawn have been rearrested. 2 other persons who facilitated the cell break have also been arrested as well. Inspector General of Police David Asante Pietu, at a media briefing, also announced a 15,000 cedi reward for anyone who assists the police with credible information leading to the arrests of the remaining escapees.
The Inspector General of Police, David Asante Apietu, in a hurriedly arranged media briefing, announced some progress made after days of police intelligence and surveillance.
We have since arrested 2 of the fugitives on Tuesday, 23rd January at Raura in the Volta region. They are Atakwejo and Prince Osei. Also 2 accomplices who aided the escape of the fugitives were arrested in Accra on Monday, 22nd January 2018, and yesterday, 24th January 2018. These include a 28-year-old woman named Nancy Benta, alias Urama. The other is George Yeboah Aka, aka Kwesi Shawa. One more person, Kofi Achampong, alias Nana Uwu, age 32, was also arrested yesterday at Afienya. Kofi Achampong is believed to be the spiritual father of the suspects and a source of weapons supply to the criminals.
The IGP is confident the police will arrest all the fugitives and persons who facilitated their escape.
We continue to charge the public to be on the lookout for the rest of the suspects and offer police credible information which will lead to their arrest. A reward of 15,000 Ghana cedis awaits any person who gives credible information that will lead to their arrest.
The IGP also spoke on progress made in investigations following the murder of Constable Daniel Osu at La Paz in Accra on July 13 last year.
5 persons have been arrested. They are Benjamin Ni Lamte Flezi, boy, age 27. Kasim Munkaila, alias Ekwe, age 30 years. Laila Mohammed, age 20 years. Musa Ibrahim, alias Moses Kandu, age 37. And Abbas Abdullahi, age 36. Kasim Munkaila and alias Ekwe and Musa Ibrahim, alias Moses Kandu, were the suspects who shot Constable Daniel Owusu, but went into hiding immediately after the incident, until recently when they were arrested.
He urged Ghanaians to remain calm and support the police in the fight against criminals.
Let's get onto the telephone lines now and speak with a security analyst on these developments following the briefing to the media by the Inspector General of Police. Adam Bona is a security analyst. He joins us on phone now. Mr. Bona, good evening, sir. Thank you. We're extremely grateful for your time. Now, do you get the impression that the police have acted quick enough with these progress reports that we're hearing of both the incident which happened in La Paz last year and this recent one at Kwabena?
Thank you very much, and good evening to your cherished viewers. Yes, I believe the police have acted swiftly, and I said it, I think, previously on your network. Sometimes the police, I see them to be positively discriminatory. If it has to do with one of their own, trust me, they would find the person. And so I am not surprised at all that already with the Kwabena cell break, they have already arrested some of the suspects, both accomplices and some of the fugitives.
But beyond the surprise and the lack of surprise of it, do you get the feeling that the actions are appropriate?
The actions by the
police service, yes.
Yes, I mean, usually in instances like this, you would have, state institutions coming up and saying, well, if you help us with A, B, C, D, anyone who comes up with credible information, we are going to give you this amount of money. I believe, and I do know, I do have credible, information that they've sent a lot of investigators out there to try and dig out these people, smoke them out. And so if you realize some of the, arrests were made in far away, the voter region and close to the border, what it means is that they have been on high alert and ensuring that these guys are rearrested, and then the accomplices who freed them are also arrested and brought, to book. And so, yes, one would say that they are doing what they can do with the limited resources they have, and so it's heartwarming, and I do believe that security, as we all know, is a shared responsibility. And therefore, anyone who is harboring any of these fugitives, any of these accomplices, should know if you are arrested, you are going to be prosecuted even more than them. And so you are better off informing the nearest police station or the nearest police. If you call their 18555, I'm sure they would arrest them. And so, yes, that's what I can say with regards to that, yes.
Right. I know that at the heart of this is public confidence in the police service. What other steps do you think the police can take to ensure that they boost public confidence in them as they also pursue these criminals?
I think some of the, most of our police stations, we all know, you can just walk in there and the first people you meet to be the counter NCOs. They don't have the standards, international standards. They're supposed to be about 3 levels, where you have to go through one checkpoint to the other and to the other before you get to whoever. So they would have vetted you before you get to the last person to write a statement or to make a complaint. But over here, we don't have it. And, coupled with that, most of our police stations don't have CCTV. I've heard a lot of people talk about CCTVs. It's not just enough to say CCTVs. In the 21st century, some of the most advanced CCTVs, you want to talk about the facial recognition cameras. These are, high-end cameras that will do the track and trace. It's able to, if we had these systems, a few of them even deployed in this country. These people, we would have picked them because then you would have a camera that would track and trace them and then tell us that one of them has just gone through this camera, so that is him. But unfortunately, even the basic ones, we don't have them at our police stations. And so we should have them. I would have also wished that as a country, we would have had a couple of police choppers. We don't have helicopters. And so anytime there's a break or there's a prison break or there's a cell break, the police would have to chase them by road. In other countries, they would have to go up in the air, using thermal cameras, being able to detect these people and arrest them quickly. But we don't have them. And so I would wish that some of these things are done. And remember, these guys were on motorbikes. They were armed. When police officers are on the beat and they are checking or doing spot checks, they don't have what I call the metal detectors. So they physically would have to examine your car, use their eyes, and sometimes try to touch. If they had, metal detectors, this would help them to, instantly tell if you are holding a knife or a jackknife or you are holding a weapon or any form of ammunition,
right.
And then you'll be arrested. But we don't have them.
Right.
And so I would have wished that these things would be deployed, and also their training is one thing that I think with the police administration would have to look at.
Right.
After their training, refresher.
Right. We're grateful, Mr. Bona, for your time. Adam Bona is a security analyst. I'm Stephen Enti. This is still the news at 10. We're live from the News Hub at Adisawe, Kanda, and Accra, and streaming on our Facebook page as well as 3news.com. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, a self-acclaimed national security operative and 24 others have been rounded up by the Tesano Divisional Police Command in a dawn swoop. The suspects, including 3 females, were arrested in their hideouts at Abofu and Achimota suburbs in Accra.
The swoop, conducted between 3 and 4 a.m., according to the police, followed months of intelligence and surveillance. Areas covered include Domi Railway, Akwiteman, Abofu Railways, all within the Tesano Division. 25 suspected criminals were rounded up. Most of the suspects were found with quantities of dry leaves suspected to be Indian hemp and other dangerous implements. One of the suspects claimed he is a national security operative. The police said although the swoop was not motivated by the criminal attack on the Kwabinya police station, one of the core focus for the screening will be the identification of links to the crime. Tesano District Police Commander DSP Edward Tete called for public vigilance and support.
We are appealing to the public. The public are living with them. They know where they are. They run away. They will always go to their relatives. They will always go to places that they are familiar with. So we are urging the public to bring them out if they know them, if they are with them.
The suspects will be screened and those found culpable put before court.
And latest images from slave camps in Libya show harrowing experiences of migrants who went into that country with the aim of seeking green pastures. Viewers are cautioned. The videos coming up are pretty worrying.
The disturbing videos reveal the ordeal of migrants kidnapped and tortured for ransom in Libya. The captives are whipped as they turn their heads to the camera and beg for their families to send money for their release. In a separate video, slave masters are seen sprinkling melting rubber on the back of a captive who cries for help.
pretty disturbing. A cryptocurrency is a digital asset designed to work as a medium of exchange that uses secret codes to secure its transactions, to control the creation of additional units, and to verify the transfer of assets. Like Bitcoin and Litecoin, cryptocurrencies have become popular, have gained popularity as a store of value. Cybersecurity analyst at the E-Crime Bureau, Joseph Quay, demystifies digital currencies.
Try and picture your normal banking transaction. Imagine you wanted to send or receive money, right? You went into a bank and then all they gave to you was an account number. That's it. They didn't ask for your name. They didn't ask for where you stay. They didn't ask for any of that. They just gave you an account number. And from then onwards, you could just send and then receive money to anyone as far as you had their account number and then they also had yours. Essentially, that is what these cryptocurrencies have been able to figure out. They were able to figure out a system of using highly advanced computers to ensure the safety of transactions. Your details, they don't care about that. That the focus on these cryptocurrencies is more on the transaction and ensuring the safety of these transactions. And Bitcoin is an example of one of such cryptocurrencies. So basically, if you want to understand cryptocurrencies in general, that's how they are like. So the question really comes, or what makes you start thinking is, if such a system could exist, where I can send money to anyone or receive money from anyone as far as I had an account number, which in Bitcoin terminology they call a Bitcoin wallet address. But they built it more of creating an alternate system to our banking system, whereby it won't be regulated by human beings, but rather let computers handle the entire transaction. But because of the functionality it gave people, the anonymity, the fact that it doesn't give so many trails, it started attracting some kind of people. One of such kinds of people was, these terrorists. Another group of people were money launderers, because at the end of the day, it's the trail that leads them to find out whether it's dirty money or not. But if you have a system that you can send and receive money, and then no one cares about necessarily your identity match, then it's a perfect opportunity to launder monies. And by the same extension, that's where the tax evasion also came in. Because if this system is not regulated by human beings, and rather it's a system of computers, which is maintaining such a network, then, well, there's no one to tell me that this money I sent to this person, did I pay tax for it or not? Because human beings are not much involved in the process. So that unregulated space created room for all of these things, the laundering bit, the terrorism bit, and all that. So Bitcoin has actually been around for a while, and it was really adopted by the criminal community, especially the cybercrime community. There's something called darknet. Our normal internet that we use, is on a level that, we all know. But there are deeper, shall I say, secret parts of the internet that we don't know of. Those are what we call the darknet. It's very difficult to find and know some of these places unless someone shows you, or unless you do thorough search. So around these places, that is where, when these cryptocurrencies came up, like Bitcoin, they were using them the most. So just like you have your Tonaton and the OLXs, there were equivalent of such stores in these darknet I'm talking about. And they were dealing in a lot of criminal things. If you want marijuana, any contraband goods, you could get them there. If you wanted even to the extent, if you wanted someone to kill someone for you, hire an assassin, you could get them there. And the currency they were using, as at the 2009, 2010, was these Bitcoins. So, and all of this was made possible by the way that those cryptocurrencies were working, the unregulated nature of them. It attracted all these people.
Right, and that's it for News at 10. Thanks for your time. I'm Stephen Enti. On behalf of the crew here, good night. Up next is Sports Unlimited.